It's day 23 and a 6 a.m. start on site. Chris is often up early, getting ready to work on site, and this morning is no different.
Oh, the boys will be here soon. 6:15 we got told. I just come down a couple of minutes early just to get a head start.
The early risers are about to learn some building site culture, introducing the Bricky Breakfast. 6:15 a.m. and it's time for a meat pie.
It's good, Matt, you're covering 4 of the 5 food groups there with that pie. If you had a Coke, it'd be all 5 food groups.
Today the brickwork continues on the house, and after one day's practice, James now feels up to giving lessons.
Exactly the way you did it before, babe. Okay. Go for your life. Go for your life. Other side. Well done, baby. And again. You're going hard, princess. Keep going. It's getting there. Yeah. Thought it might be a bit of music. Les.
Hey, Les!
Leslie.
Inside, Brett and Jeff have noticed something not to their liking. A brick wall in the living area which will block out their afternoon view.
So we're just wondering about this wall. Yeah. Does it have to be brick or can it be something else? Is it brick because it's for a structural reason or...?
It's all set up for brickwork now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it, what's the reasoning behind that?
Now.
So it's something I have to do on my demolition party? How can it be a bifold?
Now?
Yeah.
No.
Well, the only thing is because you've got a brick wall and you've got the sunset going that way, and if you're sitting here, you don't see any of it.
Did anyone actually say anything up until us dragging you up here saying, why is that? Why isn't it open? Da, da, da? Like, was it ever...
That's the first time anyone's ever asked me that question.
So it has to be like that structure, though. You need one wall to put...
Well, no, it doesn't have to be, but it's set up that way now because we've got the braces on either end.
Yeah.
We've got the air conditioning unit up there.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it was changed earlier on in the plan, you know, from day 1.
Weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, from day 1 you probably could.
Well, we didn't know we could change it day 1.
Yeah.
We couldn't.
No.
We were too afraid of you then.
Yeah.
While the brickwork crew continue outside, the plastering team need to get started on the ceilings.
All right, guys, we're going to sheet the house today with gyprock. That's what we've been waiting for. Howie, you right to go?
Yep.
Righto. We've all got to lift at the same time. If we don't lift at the same time, the sheets will grab the frames at the end because they're cut pretty well to size. We go up, we put the sheet up, a screw each side of the truss and 2 in the centre.
That took about 22 minutes, so I had next sheet bigger than that.
Guys, when we use the guns, they're quite simple to use. Just remember to hold your trigger. They won't actually shoot a screw without that pushed in. The other thing is, you've got to make sure we bring all the lights through, otherwise the electricians don't like us. Yeah, Simon, you have to make sure your end's level with the other sheet. Yeah, well, Simon, for these last couple, we'll put our first sheet up. Just a little tip, it's a lot easier if you turn around and line up this truss this way. That's it, it's up.
On your Simon. Whoa, there you go.
For Tina, it's been a hard slog to come back into camp, and she's feeling the strain of being an outsider.
It's a lot icier this time. Yeah, I don't know, it just feels really weird. They don't go out of the way to talk to us. Kat, she's a bit bitchy. Yeah, you know, gives me a bit dirty looks here and there, and I just like, you know, you're only young, you got no idea yourself. you know, but she thinks she knows everything. Yeah, I think I'm a bit more relaxed this time from myself. Pete's a bit more uptight, tense, and he says he's not going to take any more now, so, and that's kind of the way it's been. He's not really watching what he's saying, he's just saying it and stuff, so yeah, goodness knows how long we'll last.
Watching on, Amy and Libby are still brooding over their close friend Heather after a previous incident with Pete.
You're going to have some sort of attitude problem about
They'll have to
being
do a
here
lot
then.
in the next few days or whenever until the next elimination. But I mean, what they did to one of my friends, I can't forget about it. It was a hand gesture that was inappropriate to one of my friends. And I like her very much and she doesn't deserve it and I can't forget that. I think we can forgive, but forgetting, it just showed bad character at that point.
Yeah, and then especially when they walked back in and so you can forgive them, but they don't let you forget it.
I don't know, that's your call, but I'm just think through it, because once it's on, I'm not pulling it off.
But seriously, Les, we don't want a crap-looking house at the end of the day, you know?
Okay guys, we've got a little bit of a decision to make on the front piers, so I'm going to hand out a photocopy of the things just so that everyone can see what I'm talking about.
The couples are deciding whether to put feature stone on the two piers either side of the front door. Their choice is between light grey limestone, picture stone slate, yellow limestone and green slate.
Just think you've got all that, the front facade has got the AC sheet with the timber, you got the pergola, which is all timber, you got the front door, which is all timber. So
And it could be too busy.
it could be, I don't know, that's your call, but I'm just think through it, because once it's on, I'm not pulling it off. I want you to split into two groups, pick a colour, and we'll come back and get a decision.
While the plasterers head back to the site to finish the job, the others stay behind to look at the samples, and Tina is finding it difficult to get her opinion heard.
It's going to be way too busy.
Because why can't we
as you
use
come in the front
stone
door.
instead of on the pillar, on the walkway? It's going to be eventually.
Sorry
Oh,
about
we
the
can do
point you
that.
made of
We
having
can do that.
the water, the
landscape.
stone,
That could be any time.
and the
With the
walls,
landscape.
like having all three
Always do
elements.
the
You'll actually give the house a point
Yeah.
of difference by having something like this, because I think if you just render it, the house will look more like every other house in the street, but
If you
different.
desperately want stone, you can actually incorporate that into your garden onto
Yeah,
the
that's
landscape.
right, in the floor.
That's what.
I just actually like it plain. I think, I agree with Brett. I think it's going to be too busy with the stone.
The plastering team has wrapped, and now it's their turn to look at the samples.
Even more.
Do you agree with that?
What's that?
That those two colours look good together, the ghost scum and that?
Yeah, but then the whole back of the house is just going to be completely different.
I thought it would be probably a better idea for everyone to see it once the house is rendered before we decide on whether it's going to be rendered or either one of the stones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just seems...
It's logical.
Yeah, logical that you do that. I mean, it's not a big decision, but it is because it's the front of the house.
You should just leave it as the render and then leave the options open for later on.
Or we could even ask Les if we could wait till the rendering stuff.
Over in the shade shed, they've come to the same conclusion.
I think it's too early to sort of make a decision on whether we have stone or not. I personally think at the moment we shouldn't, only because we don't know what's going to be in the landscaping, and it's already very busy at the front anyways. I think it should be just kept plain and simple with some feature, and then maybe pick it up in the landscaping with some stone if it's necessary.
I honestly couldn't see myself doing it at this stage, because landscaping is a major issue.
I like the stone. I think it's great to have a feature.
I just want big Acropolis pillars in white in a white house.
I'm with James. I agree.
You want an Acropolis as well?
No.
The two groups have come back together to see if they can persuade Les to delay the decision.
I just think that so far the way that we've been building the house has been a bit skewed. I think it's really hard, especially because everyone's got their own opinion. It's hard to sort of convince people, or some people can't imagine, sort of what it's going to look like. I just wanted to ask, how imperative is it that we choose this right now? Could we somehow wait till the rendering is done on the house and we sort of have an idea of what the garage door is going to look like before we choose these stone pillars?
It's not the normal procedure. When we start to build a house, we've got a plan. We go through, we do all the colour schemes so we can plan it out, order it, so it turns up on time. and do it.
Can we render the house, like not the pillars?
Hey, it's not going to be my house.
But you're building the house.
If it's not my house, I won't be living in it. I'll be having the barbie with you guys.
But seriously, Les, we don't want a crap-looking house at the end of the day, you know?
No.
Like, and if we're deciding on stone before there's even any colour up there, it's a risky
Rightio, but I will, you know, I'll bring you back together and I'll say yes or no. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But it'll probably be,
When the render's finished.
okay, probably, you get a fair idea end of next week. So you're all happy with that? We'll make a call at the end of next week?
Yeah, definitely.
There's so many other factors to take into consideration, the garage door, landscaping, everything else. So I think we've made the best decision in delaying it till we can actually see what it looks like and then make a final decision.
I reckon Ben's got a mouth. He overpowers everything with it because he paints, you know? And personally, I don't think his paintings crash up. At the end of the day, he says, I think it should go like this, I think it should go... Even then, he started as well. And Sarah gets up and says, oh, everybody's thoughts are taken into consideration, but they're not.
3 times I tried to say something in there and they couldn't give a shit. Like, sorry, is there a voice behind me?
Yeah, it's not only with this, it's also with the
with
colours
other
of
things
tiles.
as well, yeah.
They haven't taken anything into consideration with us at all.
Okay.
The heat in the middle of the day is becoming unbearable and causing tempers to fray. Erica to the rescue.
Hey guys, let's go down and have a look.
What's she doing? Always either good or bad news when Erica's here.
At last I've got news of the sweet kind.
Grab my hand.
That's why you go to the gym. You're right. And the good news is we reckon it's too hot for you guys to watch.
And the couples aren't the only ones escaping the heat. As the temperature rises, the site is empty. Les has given everyone the rest of the day off. Next on the hothouse, a surprise announcement.
Thank God!
Wow.
Thank God! I'm so glad.
That's amazing.
From this week.
Prospective homeowners can often be found driving around the streets looking for ideas.
That's lovely.
But when you live on Bribie and you want landscaping tips, the best thing to do? Jump in your boat and cruise the canal.
I think you'd have to definitely look at the landscaping as being an extension of the house, yeah?
It would, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah.
I mean...
You've got to follow through with the colours of the pavers.
Definitely. You wouldn't put something that's going to be an eyesore.
No, exactly.
You know, it's got to flow with the rest of the house. I mean, as you can see, this house over here, he's really gone for the low maintenance look.
I think it'd come up all right though if it had a bit of a lawnmower. That's all it needs. My opinion on grass is maybe to have a little area. For example, the area behind, if you have a look behind you right here, and that just looks really classy. Although it's very plain, that particular house, but it's got a bit of class in it.
But that's only because it runs down the hill. You would never run it down the hill. Oh, no. To start with.
Bring it out to a retaining wall.
What are your kids going to do? Just watch their cricket ball go straight down the canal? I think you've got to have a little bit. All the homes around here with grass and a bit of gardens actually look a lot cooler. It looks.
While Chris is on the canal contemplating garden design, his partner Sarah is back at the caravan with thoughts on who she would rather not be gardening with.
When Pete and Tina first came, or when we first laid eyes on them as the 14th couple, I know I chose them because I thought they were quite genuine people. They seemed really nice and hardworking, and they've never been out of South Australia, well, Pete hasn't, so I thought, give them a go, you know. But then when it came to the elimination and they were unfortunately voted out, I don't know, they just seemed to lose their dignity and they became quite hostile, and we were sort of glad to see the end of them. And then when they ended up coming back in, the whole mood of the house has just dropped, just because their way is the right way, and they can't see that there are like another 20 people here or 18 people here that have an opinion as well. I think that the group that we have now is fantastic, and if Pete and Tina weren't here, I think it would be hard to vote out someone next week, because, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that they're going to go this week.
Pete and Tina may not have any allies on site, but in the outside world, it's a different story.
Can't tell. It's funny that Tina and Pete won't be around much longer. Say your hellos now.
Anyway, back to landscaping.
See what they've done with the hedges.
Yep.
Instead of making your garden face the canal and wasting it, they've just put a hedge, so it's still really nice to look at.
Yeah, that hedge
but
is
it's not huge maintenance.
Simple.
Nothing except.
But even see the flat wall, flat's beautiful, and you could make it that your feature colour.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's the best wall I've seen.
Yep.
Now, while you guys voted to save one couple from the next elimination, our contestants had no idea what was going on. Well, we're about to let the cat out of the bag. It's going to be very interesting to see how this news affects their behaviour towards each other.
Thank God!
Wow.
Thank God!
I'm so glad.
That's amazing.
From this week.
They're not.
This week, Tina, they're going to have the whole of South Australia back.
Yeah.
No, we've got to tell everybody that
That's
are not
amazing.
nice people.
Listen, they're not voting on who they want out. Every week Australia vote on one couple they want to stay, and that couple cannot be voted out.
So that like immunity.
So is that all it is? That couple that gets voted by Australia to stay in gets immunity, and we all still have to vote as per normal.
That's
is that right?
Far out.
Unbeknownst to the others, the game has entered a new phase. Somebody has to tell them, and the job falls to Nat.
Welcome back. Where did you go?
We need you guys in the pavilion ASAP.
Oh, what?
Quick.
Do we have to get dressed?
No, come in what you're in, that's cool.
Yeah.
Knock. No, you have to be in the pavilion ASAP. All right, okay, first of all, just to let you know what we did in our little boat trip. We just went and checked out everyone's landscaping and gardens in their homes just to get an idea of what we wanted for down at the house. But when we were just about to get off the boat, we got told some news, and the news is that as from this week, Australia get to vote.
Hold on.
And is there more?
But Australia are voting for one couple each week to stay in. Okay, so that couple that gets voted by Australia to stay in are then immune from elimination that week, but they also get to cast a vote. Okay, so there'll be one couple that's immune, and then the rest of us are going to be voting as per normal.
And the immune couple still votes.
And the immune couple still votes. Don't you think that makes it fair as well, in the sense that you'll be able to gauge what Australia's thinking about you as a couple and you as a person?
We're expecting Pete and Tina to definitely get immunity.
Because
not
Australia
us.
doesn't know who they really are. They make vulgar gestures, they say vulgar things.
Throw
They're not
beer
nice,
cans
they
into the
throw-
canal.
They litter.
Yeah, who does that?
Actually, to be honest, we're all quite nervous that they'll get immunity. And we have to vote one of the other lovely, deserving people out instead of them.
Okay, something else as well. The couple that Australia votes to stay in, you only get that immunity once. Okay?
It really feels like a game now. You know, like up until now, it's just been like a working holiday. Now it feels like there's a game.
Still to come, Nat and James reveal their pick to win the house.
Yeah, Simon's the biggest threat out of everyone, so I'm really sure.
It's finally starting to cool down, and the couples are back outside.
Alrighty, it's time to choose who wins the dinner. We've had the lobster, last night was mud crab, and tonight it's a sizzling seafood platter. Who deserves it?
Pick me. Yeah.
You've been picked, buddy.
The sun has set over one of the hottest days in Queensland's history, and with the afternoon off, it's a chance to catch up with the domestics, or just take a moment to enjoy island life.
Poo bum, but that's not club. Oh, I can't do that.
Talk of the table tonight, I think, will probably be the heat, definitely, because it was such a hot day. It hit 40. And also this new thing about eliminations and the Australian public being involved.
And for James and Nat, it's a chance to relax on their own for once.
Is that what you wanted?
This is beautiful.
Is this what you fought for?
Yep, absolutely.
Open the window.
Oh, gee!
Oh, look at the prawns.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it is, until you...
Oh, what a shot. Cheers to
you and I,
Yep.
and our successes with respect to winning the house
Cheers.
and our future together.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could eat here all the time?
Yes, definitely. Well, you can eat here. I'll be down on the pontoon fishing. I'm joking, bro.
Things start off nice and romantic, but once they settle in, conversation returns to the game.
Phil's trying to get rid of Simon.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
He told me.
Why?
Well, he considers Simon a threat. Which he is. Simon's the biggest threat out of everyone, Simon and Jules. Say you get to the final four. Say there's you and I, Christian and Chris and Sarah, and say Simon and Jules.
At this stage, we're pretty well liked, I think.
I think the most disliked person in the group, the most cautious person in the group.
I'd have to go Matt and Cher first.
You reckon? And Ben Cat.
I don't mind Ben Cat.
I know how you don't mind Ben Cat, but I reckon you should keep Matt and Cher. Matt and Cher would support us before Ben and Cat would. But all I'm doing is the final two. Then it's in Australia, God's hands and Australia's hands.
Tomorrow night on The Hot House, soaring heat, hard work and frayed tempers.
Well, what happens if someone builds a pink house across from you? What are you going to do?
It's little wonder a wave of homesickness washes over the Hot House camp.
I sort of think of, Scarlett spending that time with someone else. I'm envious and I miss my little companion,
The Hot House